So the past 2 episodes, I believe, I haven't reviewed, and it's because they basically give us the same content in some kind of way. Let me explain how. Okay, so let me start with Onoki. Onoki is a goner. He's basically a dead person walking. Okay, dead man walking. Reason why is because of his crimes. Okay, now there is a treaty between all the 5 villages, and this guy decided to, number one, go behind the Kage, the leader of the entire village, back in order to fulfill his desperate need to raise an army to protect the Hidden Rock village. So that's treason, going behind the leader of an entire village. To do that, that's treason. Number 2 is he captured the leader of an entire village. Imagine someone capturing a president. What kind of punishment do you think they would get? Okay, that's capital punishment right there. Either that or life in prison. Alright. No, so not only that, he's also meddling with human life. Orochimaru himself, this person is being watched because of his experiments and how they can backfire. If you're dealing with human life, it can backfire because these things will eventually gain their own will, their own sense of moral justice, right and wrong. And then most of the time, based on what we've seen from Orochimaru, the majority of all his experiments turned on him. Look at all the Shin Uchihas, they all turned on him. The only person that has not turned on him yet is Nog and Mitsuki, alright? With all that being said, I can positively tell you that Onoki is done, okay? Once this arc finishes, he's done. But there's only one problem in the whole series of Naruto and Boruto, because think about this, Orochimaru has actually done worse, right? And if Orochimaru has done worse, and he's still alive, and they still let him walk around like he's a free person, then Onoki is basically not going to get punished unless Kurotsuchi is very forgiving. But then again, I think they are related, so most likely he will be forgiven, and that's just the tone of the show. That's something about the show that I don't get. You have a government, yet the punishments are not delivered according to the crime. We have people out here who started an entire war and caused the death of many ninja, and they are there teaching children, or they're in an orphanage. That doesn't make sense. So let's talk about Onoki's plan, which I find very hypocritical and doesn't make sense in a way. In fact, it doesn't make sense at all. I take it back, it doesn't make sense. Let me explain to you why, alright? So according to him, the reason why he went behind the Kage's back is because a few ninja died a few years ago. I think it was 5 years ago if I can remember correctly, and you know, he saw that, he wanted to make a difference. So instead of sending instead of sending ninjas to go fight, he would rather send synthetic humans to do that. And that's why he created the Akuta and Lord Ku, who is basically his creation, and that explains why he can use the Jinton, the dust particle thingy. So here's the problem, okay? Even though these are synthetic humans, they are still human, alright? The only difference between them and normal humans is that, number one, normal humans grow from babies and get to a point where they develop their emotions. We learn how to control our emotions, so by the time we grow up, we actually know how to control them and how to feel and what else. Synthetic humans are just born at a certain age, so they're born like what, at age 13, at age 40, 50 straight away. They don't go through that, so they lack some kind of emotional development. But these are still human beings. So what he is essentially saying is that he's sending human beings to go and replace other human beings in battle to save lives of human beings who were born naturally. Like, that doesn't make sense, alright? And it's just a stupid plan. For his age, you know, for the time that he has lived, he should be able to be competent to understand that out of all people in the world, he should be one of the smartest people out here because of his elderly knowledge. But for some reason, he doesn't understand that synthetic humans are still humans, just less developed and born in a different way. That's it. This actually reminds me of Star Wars and the clones. They literally get one person, clone them one too many times, and then get them to fight instead. It's just like Star Wars. And also, why did Onoki go after Mitsuki? Why didn't he go after like one of the Shin Uchihas? Because they are literally duplicates of one another. So if one of them were to be captured, like, I don't think anyone would actually notice. So why didn't they just go after the Shin Uchiha? Maybe it's because they have Sharingan and they would be tough opponents to beat or to capture. But anyways, the whole plan of Onoki eventually backfires because you are dealing with real humans. I don't think Lord Ku actually is an evil person. Probably not. Maybe he's just rebelling, and that's what he was talking about in the latest episode. I believe this was episode 84, and he was talking about rebellion and all that. And that's exactly what he did, attacking his own creator. And that's because I think that they still see themselves as humans. They are still living beings. They don't want to put their life on the line for someone else because they have free will and they didn't choose to do that. They value their lives, and that's why they would rebel. And that is very obvious. You can't just send someone to their deaths and say, yeah, your life is just worth sacrificing for a real human. Like, I don't expect any human being to do that, let alone a synthetic human. So that's exactly what's happened. Onoki's plan has backfired, and it's his own fault. Also, because of the crimes that he has committed, he deserves capital punishment, but obviously he's old, so they're not going to do that. Plus, the tone about this show, the whole thing about this show is that they don't take anything seriously. I mean, look at orochimaru and kabuto. Those are the people who should definitely be dead or be punished, yet they're roaming around and living normal lives. Kabuto, he's not a problem because his brain has been fucked by Izanami, so he has definitely changed as a person. But Orochimaru, not so much. The reason why is because he's still doing his experiments. Mitsuki is one, the Shin Uchihas are another one, and even if Naruto turned up to this nigga's face, when Naruto turned up to this guy's face, he could see Orochimaru still looks young, meaning he has taken over the body of someone. So he's clearly still doing his experiments secretly and even told the Kage to his face. So these people are dangerous, yet they are still led to live normal lives. So what's the point of us thinking, oh, what's gonna happen to Onoki? Nothing is gonna happen. I'm gonna be surprised if something happens, because if Kabuto and Orochimaru are left to live normal lives, then what Onoki has done is little in comparison. So he should be left alone to live the rest of his years without any problems. That's what I think is gonna happen. Maybe kurotsuchi is a stricter Kage than Naruto may say. That's not gonna happen. I'm not Uzumaki Naruto. I'm not that forgiving. Capital punishment. Here you go, nigga. You are dead. Aside from that, I think the only other thing worth mentioning in this episode is that Mitsuki is still developing his friendship with some of these synthetic humans, and I think it's leading to the point where they will die unless they use Mitsuki to somehow find a way to make all these synthetic humans stable. These synthetic humans are gonna die, and I think maybe Mitsuki is actually gonna cry, or he's gonna, you know, develop some kind of attachment to these people so he can feel some kind of emotion at the end of this arc. That's why I think. Now for the next episode, we see, I think, one of the people who represented the Hidden Rock village in the Chunin exam, and he is there stuck with Onoki and Boruto, and something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is, but we'll see the next episode. With that being said, that has been my thoughts. To be honest with you, nothing else in this episode is really worth mentioning, and I don't think the other episodes are really gonna have much in there except repetition of the same thing. But with that being said, check out the rest of my videos at the end, and I have nothing more to say. Bye.